verse number 35. Tridha baddho vrishayatra ruraviti mahaswanah anahatam chatat chakram hrudaye yogino viduhu iti. So how a bull is being tied down in 3 ways. 3 different ways, and that too in 3 ways. Okay, you can add any other number. And this bull is not able to move, completely controlled, and only has to make noise after noise, nothing else. So also the jiva being tied down with the 3 types of gunas, sattva, raja and tama. And in such a way is being tied down, now only starts making noise, crying. And that crying, so that happens in the heart. That's why the heart chakra name is called anahata, unstuck. Continuously it keeps moving. That's why, in short, yogi should not have heart. If you have heart, you are not a yogi. Remember this. So anybody says, hey, you don't have any heart. I am a yogi. I am not supposed to have heart. Okay? You understand the conclusion now, today's class? After attending so much Vedanta class, and that too this Goraksha Samhita class, I understood. I don't have to have any heart. I am a heartless fellow, okay? Continue. No problem. Anahatam atikramya chakramya manipurakam prapte prane mahapadamam yogi swayamrutayate. So here we have seen a little bit here. So because of that reason, so when a yogi should not have heart, that means must not relate with anything or anybody from heart. Okay? If you start relating with anybody with heart, so you will have only holes in the heart, okay? And those who have holes in the heart, they are called holy people, okay? Hey, this is my version today, okay? I am in a very jocular mode, so that's why I am putting it, okay? Swamiji, I am a holy person. So how, where you are a holy person? Start with the dress that you are wearing if there are holes, okay? So also you are a holy person. And interestingly, yes, in your heart if there are holes, definitely you are a holy person. So you can be holy person, don't worry. But don't try to become a yogi here. However, the whole process is here. How to overcome, how to make this prana to travel from what? From Manipuraka to Sahasrara. Because if I don't allow my prana to flow or to uplift or to travel upward, definitely it will get stuck either in Manipuraka or sometimes will fall down. So that's why here it is better to know that before it falls down to Swadhisthana or Muladhara, it's better from Manipuraka. Let me bring to Anahata, from Anahata to Vishuddha, Vishuddha to Agya, and then Sahasrara. And that's why once a person is able to relate, once the yogi is able to relate with Mahapadma, Swayam Actually, ya should be removed. Swamrutayate, swam amrutayate iti. So that means so swamamrutayate it should be. So ya is wrong word has been got in. Swam amrutayate. The person will start enjoying one's own nectar. So in short, that person will not depend upon anybody in anything. Because remember, one most important thing in life is, wherever there is dependence, there is bondage. There is fear. Because dependence brings fear. And when I am looking for freedom, I must not have dependence on anybody and anything. Including in my thinking, that is most, dangerous dependence. Especially present generation, better. They don't depend on anybody. They don't believe in anything, anybody. But they have pure belief in themselves, in the sense they are, dogmas, their way of thinking. That is also another type of dependence. So here the whole process is that I must overcome all my dependence. That is related to different chakras here. And all my dependence or different level of dependence is related to chakra, because based on the dependence I have some type of emotion, some type of reaction in my chakras. So here, once this person is able to overcome, of course says that swam amrutayate, swam amrutayate iti means the person will start enjoying one's own stability, will enjoy one's own amrutam iti. Continuing. Urdham sudasapatra padmagalitam prayat abaptam hatat urdhasya rasanam nidhaya vidivat shaktim param chintayet. Tatkullola kalajalam subimalam jivakulam yaha pive niddosha samrunala komalavapu yogi chiram jivati. I think we had seen this verse also. So now reading this verse, because for me all the verses looks alike, okay? Because I work all the time. So for me nothing looks new. Everything looks old. So that's why I was confused. Now I could make out. We have seen it. So here says, look, generally the prana source is a sahasrara. We have discussed so that it becomes easier. Now this starts falling to this Vishuddha chakra, which is 16 petals. Now once it is fallen in that place, so what is to be done? One is supposed to uplift then and there. Because if the person does not uplift from Vishuddha chakra, definitely that is going to the heart, anahata. And anahata means this emotion and other things will accelerate. And once it is accelerated, you don't have any other choice. It is going to fall on Rabe Mukha. in the mouth of sun, called digestive fire, called Manipuraka. Is it clear now, concept? Now, once it is in Vishuddha Chakra, so one is supposed to uplift. Of course, we'll see next verse called Kakya Mudra. So other version is called Sittali in the beginning. So there what we do is, okay, before getting into what is to be done here. So first is Viparita Karani. Means making sure that your Ravi, the Manipuraka chakra up and Vishuddha chakra down. So that you don't allow the Bindu, the essence, the prana, the source to be destroyed, exhausted unnecessarily. And along with that, also especially Khechari Mudra to be done. And when Khechari Mudra is being done, definitely the person will not allow things to fall down. And interestingly also, the moment you discover it is going to fall down or already fallen down, what we do is, so take a deep breath, inhale consciously, and in that uplift the prana. So while uplifting the prana, doing Khechari Mudra need to be held. And once this is being done, actually, to be very honest, you will not be interested in anything, especially small things doesn't bother you at all. Okay, things happens, goes. If you cannot do every time, at least in a day, some few minutes, at least 20-30 minutes, you will see a big difference. And what is the benefit? Because when you are using this Nabha Mudra or Khechari Mudra, you will discover that the toughness of the body, because mind will not be tough. So why the mind becomes tough? Because when you are not mingling with the society, where you are being beaten up by your experiences. You understand the concept? By mingling, interacting, experiencing, encountering with the society, your mind doesn't become tough. But while encountering, while interacting, experiencing, if you have bitter experiences, those bitter experiences makes your mind tough. And that is how you become judgmental. That's why if anybody becomes judgmental, you don't have to feel bad. Or whenever you are judgmental, you don't have to feel bad. It means that you are relating with your bitter experiences. Or you can say your bitter experiences are more stronger than the reality. It's exactly like we have this beautiful example. A child, while drinking hot milk, makes the tongue burn. So once the tongue is burnt, what will do the child? Next time if you offer anything white, that to liquid, including buttermilk or yogurt, what the child will do? So to make sure that it is not hot. So what does it mean? It means that the experience, that bitter experience is more stronger, more predominant than the reality. That's why the child starts judging that this white liquid might be hot or not might be hot, must be hot. So how that happens in this example? So when I am judgmental, that time my bitter experience takes over me. That is in forefront than the reality. And that moment, neither I am available for me, nor I am available for anyone. So here is being said this very carefully. When your mind is not beaten up, so that means your bitter experiences are not that much predominant, you will discover your body also will become soft. It's a very nice concept to observe. And your body need not be stiff. For what? Why? However, let us not get into. So then what happens? Here the person also, yogi, will become like, very good, thin, nice, not, okay. And of course, very soft, komala bapuhu. And third one is chiram jivati, lives longer, continuing. Kaka jantuvadasyena shitalam salilam pivet pranapana vidhanena yogi bhavati nirjaraha. So this is called Kaki Mudra. Okay, fine. Suppose even if that person does not able to bring up prana in spite of doing, deep inhalation, don't worry. So what is to be done is, so you need to adopt another method. So here is called as Kaki Mudra. So Kaki Mudra means that the trick is like this. The tongue to be made as the beak of crow. And when you do it, make sure the tongue should not touch the upper teeth and lower teeth. It will not touch. So this is the trick. Many people, then things goes the other way around. So this is the trick. Then what one need to do? One need to inhale. So when you inhale, you will discover that you are inhaling for your sahasrara. The moment you inhale, automatically you inhale for here, not for down. Instantly it works. Even though we teach Sitkari and all these things, people, but we don't talk in details, okay? Tuck, 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 get out. Because secret need not to be taught, and why should? To cool the body. That's all, chapter over, you understand? But the truth is, I'll give you, people will like this if I talk this. Suppose if you have acidity, because most of our disease is related to acidity. If the body is alkaline, imagine, then disease will not be there. That's why all the medicine is related to, alcohol. So somebody said very nicely, I don't take alcohol. Do you take medicine? Yes. Every medicine has got some alcohol percentage, okay? Because acidity is the problem. So alkaline is better. That's why nowadays water started coming with alkaline water, okay? Don't ask me whether it's good or bad, okay? That's another level. Now a lot of discussion going on this aspect. So every time, one concept comes, they destroy the people mind. Then after people are destroyed or acquainted, they will say, no, it is outdated, it's not good, let us come back next. I remember when this arrow came, Earlier it was just ordinary filter with UV filter, that's all. They say, no, you should go for arrow. This is not good, that is not good, this mineral not there, that mineral not there. You know how much they pumped. Now what they are saying? So at present they started saying, hey look, that UV, that ordinary one, UV, the earlier one, is better than arrow. But you cannot go back. Why you cannot go back? First of all, that is not available. Second thing, the water test. Because in arrow, water test has changed. So now you need to go to next level. You don't have any other choice. Now that level in between came, and now almost it's going away. Now, no, you need to have alkaline water. Anyway, it's a big industry. Let us not get into that mode here. So here is being said that when you inhale, let us go to the verse so that it becomes easier. Kaka chanchu badashyena sitalam salilam pivet. So that means what? This kaka chanchu badashyena sitalam salilam pivet. Now you need to make your tongue like this crow's beak. Now once you do that, now you need to inhale pivet. Pivet means drinking. How you are involved in drinking. So here what happens? When the air touches the tongue, automatically it becomes cool. Some type of that adrata, some type of humidity is there. That is also equal to water. And interestingly, once you start inhaling, now prana apana vidhanena. So here the point is very careful. One should know. So there is a vidhanam. So vidhanam means a procedure. It is not that what you want, the way you want. So in short, the procedure is nothing but regulating prana and apana, highlighting Kumbhaka. So you can regulate your prana and apana through Kumbhaka. If you start giving importance to rechaka or puraka, definitely Kumbhaka will not happen. Kumbhaka becomes secondary. If Kumbhaka becomes secondary, will you be able to handle or balance your prana and apana? So in short, put together everything, he says, that is called vidhana, and there are many other things are there. Let us not get into. Because unless you practice, why to waste my time and your time too? Okay? Your time is more precious than me now. Okay? So I respect that. So here, while discussing this thing, he says, look, then only the yogi bhavati nirjaraha, free from jara. So free from aging iti. See, here when we look at this sort of verses, we always, be careful. Because more than body aging, mind gets aged faster. In earlier days, they say very nicely, in earlier eras, in Satya era, people used to live in like 1,000 years. But nowadays, you know what happens. And if you look at people also, those who are more exhausted, those who have more bitter experience, their body ages very fast. Whereas, people, those who are okay, you can see the body cooperates. Okay, there are some exceptions, it's different. Just observe this point. Now he says, look, I don't have to allow myself unnecessary to get exhausted in the world, especially mentally. Continuing. Rasana atalu mulena ya pranamanilam pivet abdardhena bhavet tasya sarva rogasya samkshayah. He says, look, he who does this kaki mudra breathing in abdar dena, means within 6 months, half a year. So that means within a half year, the person will achieve. And what is the achievement? What is the success? What is here? He says, sarva tasya sarva rogasya sankshaha bhavati iti. So that means all rogas, all disease gets destroyed. And of course, here when it is being said, one need to be very careful. Generally, any roga, the most important roga is bhava roga. Roga means disease. So most complicated roga is what? Bhava roga. And that bhava roga is inherent in every roga. So what is bhava roga? Sense of becoming. And the sense of becoming is inherent in every disease. Suppose there is cold. Is there any fear, any sense of becoming? Anyway, if I take medicine 1 week, if I don't take medicine, 7 days. So what to do? Suppose while this nose running, somebody says, maybe this COVID variant. Now what happens to you? Maybe COVID variant, even if that maybe it will become must be, okay, later on. Don't worry. Oh, what will happen? Last time I escaped. Oh no, somebody, my friend passed away. I think my heart is weak. I think my this is weak, that is weak. Now what happens? Now sense of becoming creates such a complication, you lose everything. In fact, that's what we say now. All the disease that you have, it is connected to your strength of sense of becoming. When your sense of becoming in a good sense is a positive sense, high sense, you will not get affected in any sort of virus. When the sense of becoming challenged badly, then what happens? All sort of virus will attack you. Because they are there in the body, including cancerous cell. Who doesn't have cancerous cell in the body, tell me? Anybody can have cancer because this is normal. It depends upon my immunity system. So here it says, Rasana talu mulena ya pranam anilam pivet. So one need to drink this pranavayu by this kaki mudra. Then only this person will be able to achieve success. Means is we going to get rid of all disease within 6 months of time. Continuing. Vishuddhe panchame chakre dhyatva so sakala amritam unmargena hrutam yati vanchayitva mukham rave. Says very nicely again. Now the whole concept is the person should not allow, yogi should not allow the amritam, the bindu, to fall down. Because once it starts falling down on Ravimukha, Jatharagni, it has to be destroyed. It is very difficult. So, even though you can pull it up, but it needs a lot of effort. That's why what the person does is always be conscious about this Vishuddha Chakra. Because till Vishuddha Chakra, you have control. Once it falls down from Vishuddha chakra, you don't have control. Is it clear? The moment it falls down, because the heart, anahata, accelerates, then it has to end up in Manipura. And here he says, look, that's why yogi, what he does, also yogi, Vishuddhe Panchame Chakre, Sakalamrutam Dhyatva, Rabe Mukhavanchayitva, Hrutam Amrutam Unmargena Yati. So what the person does is, that need to meditate completely, that how this Bindu, how this prana now is playing the role in my life. Then later on, need to look at that this upper palatal place, which is nearer to just behind the Agya chakra, you can say, that how the Bindu. And while having meditated upon that, doesn't allow that to fall down to the Surya Nadi. And when doesn't allow it to fall down on Surya Nadi, then uses all the different techniques called Viparita Karani, reverse process, to bring up whatever has fallen down. And how? One is Viparita Karani, second one is Nabha Mudra, third is Kaki Mudra. And once whatever has fallen, and of course we do know all these mudras, including Yoni Mudra and other things we do, so that to make sure whatever has fallen should come up. And how? Why it is called as a Vishuddha chakra, we will see.